So, you want to lose weight but don't want to exercise? Well, it's entirely possible. And don't worry, you're not the only one that's thought about it. Although we always recommend engaging in exercise activities you enjoy, we understand that some people would prefer to lose weight by trying out other methods. So grab a snack and get comfortable, because for today's video, we've created a special 4-part guide going over 3 of the best methods to lose weight that don't involve exercise and how to maintain that weight loss. Here's a hint, it's going to rely heavily on your nutrition. Stay tuned. Part 1. Using a caloric deficit for weight loss. What is a caloric deficit? Many people consume more calories than they need to maintain their weight each day. When you consistently eat more calories than your body needs, the extra calories are stored as fat. So how do you get rid of the extra fat and lose weight? You create a caloric deficit. This energy deficit happens when you eat less during the day. If your body doesn't get the calories it needs to perform all of its necessary functions, you create a caloric deficit. When you create a caloric deficit, your body gets energy or fuel from stored fat. This is the extra fat that you carry on your hips or thighs, in your belly, and throughout your body. Stored fat is stored energy. Your body can use it to keep moving instead of using energy from food. And when your body burns fat for energy, you lose weight. Creating a calorie deficit for weight loss. While it seems simple to create a calorie deficit and lose weight, many dieters struggle with the process. For weight loss to occur, you need to create a specific energy deficit. Researchers estimate that you need a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories per week to lose just 1 pound of fat. Now that seems like a lot of calories, doesn't it? While the total number seems high, the weekly energy deficit can be broken down into daily deficit to make weight loss more manageable. If you create a caloric deficit of 500 calories per day, you'll reach a total deficit of 3,500 calories per week. To get you started, here are 3 simple steps. Number 1, eat less food. If you want to lose weight, you'll need to cut calories from your maintenance mode to see results. By portioning up your meals, cutting back on snacking, and choosing lower calorie foods throughout the day, you'll naturally consume fewer calories. And if you reduce your caloric intake enough, you'll create the calorie deficit needed to initiate the weight loss process. 1 pound of fat is around 3,500 calories, and they say fat loss to go off is about 1 to 2 pounds per week. To lose 1 pound of fat per week, you'll need to make sure that while eating less foods, your diet meets the 500 calorie deficit each day. Number 2, get active. The number of calories your body needs each day depends on your activity level. That includes the exercises you do every day and also your non-exercise physical movement. If you increase the number of calories your body needs but still consume the same number of calories from food, you'll reach a calorie deficit. Start by getting an idea of your basal metabolic rate, otherwise known as BMR. Perform a quick Google search for a BMR calculator and input your details such as weight, height, age, and sex. If it's available to you, the best way to get a BMR is by going into a lab designed to get the most accurate reading. But if it's not available to you, performing the search for the BMR calculator will suffice. Gaining muscle is a great way to get closer to any weight-related goals you may have and also feel healthier all around. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that your BMR will increase as you gain muscle. So when you have more muscle, the amount of calories your body needs to regenerate that tissue is significantly increased. Step number 3, combine diet with exercise. Most successful dieters combine diet and exercise to lose weight. That means they might eat 250 fewer calories each day and then go for a 60-minute brisk walk to burn an additional 250 calories, which would then total their calorie deficit to 500 calories. If you created a similar plan for each day, you'd reach the 3,500 calorie deficit needed for weight loss. It doesn't matter which plan you choose to create an energy deficit because different plans work for different dieters. But if you understand and create a calorie deficit on a regular basis, you'll be able to slim down to your goal weight in no time. Not too complicated, right? Cutting calories from your diet to create a calorie deficit doesn't necessarily require drastic changes. In fact, there are several strategies out there that can help you reduce your calorie intake to lose weight and maintain it without actually counting calories. If you're struggling to hit that calorie deficit goal, here are 3 tips to help you eat fewer calories. Number 1, don't drink your calories. You may be able to eliminate several hundred calories from your diet simply by reducing or eliminating your intake of sugary beverages like soda, fruit juices, and specialty coffee drinks. Alcoholic beverages can also pack a significant number of calories if not taken into account. The calories from these beverages don't provide fullness and in excess can lead to weight gain, heart disease, and diabetes. Number 2, limit highly processed foods. Remember in the beginning of the video how I mentioned being able to fit a donut to your diet? You absolutely can, but they need to be limited because consuming too many highly processed foods are high in calories and low in satiety. The sugar, fat, and salt in highly processed foods, including sugary beverages, fast foods, desserts, and breakfast cereals, make these high-calorie foods highly palatable and encourage excess consumption. In fact, one study showed that people who were allowed to eat as much or as little as they wanted ate 500 more calories per day on a diet containing highly processed foods compared with a diet containing minimally processed ones. Minimally processed foods are rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber and include foods like lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and legumes. A diet rich in minimally processed foods will help prevent you from overeating and ensure you get the nutrients your body needs. If your current diet consists of many highly processed foods, slowly begin to replace those items with minimally processed ones. For example, swap sugary cereals with oatmeal topped with fruit, or swap chips with lightly salted almonds. And lastly, number 3, eat primarily home-cooked meals. Preparing and eating your meals at home allows you to control the ingredients and your portion sizes and therefore your calorie intake. One study showed that people who cook dinner at home 6 to 7 times per week consumed 137 fewer calories per day on average than people who cook dinner at home 1 to no times per week. Eating home-cooked meals is also associated with better diet quality and increased intake of fruits and vegetables, lower body fat levels, and reduced risk of heart disease and diabetes. What's more, frequently cooking at home can save you money. Becoming aware of your caloric intake can be helpful, especially if you're trying to lose weight. However, it's not the end-all be-all. According to experts, they recommend that focusing more on what you're eating instead of how much you're taking in is a lot more important. Calories are useful, but they are not everything when it comes to losing weight. When you eat real food, such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, dairy, and lean meats, the calories take care of themselves because you get full before you consume too many. So no matter what your health and fitness goals are, being mindful about the food you choose and listening to your body's satiety cues will be the best option overall. Part 2. Using whey protein for weight loss. Whey protein is a mixture of proteins isolated from whey, which is the liquid part of milk that separates during the cheese production. Milk actually contains 2 main types of protein, known as casein, which is about 80%, and whey, which is the other 20%. After being separated during cheese production, whey goes through various processing steps to become what people generally recognize as whey protein. Whey protein doesn't actually taste good on its own, which is why you'll see a lot of flavored versions, from your standard flavors such as chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry to your more unique options such as mint chocolate chip or even red velvet. So why take whey? Number 1, taking whey protein is just a convenient way to add protein on top of your daily intake and make it easier for you when you don't want to cook any meals. And number 2, because it's convenient, it makes it easier to make sure that you eat the right amount of protein if you're lacking in it, which is really important for overall weight loss. Number 2, understanding the different types of whey protein. The 3 main forms of protein powder are known as whey concentrate, isolate, and hydrolysate. Concentrate is about 70 to 80% protein with some milk, sugar, and fat. Isolate is 90% protein and has slightly less sugar and fat. Hydrolysate is also known as hydrolyzed whey and has virtually zero sugar and fat and is mixed with enzymes for faster digestion into the bloodstream. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, does the type of protein matter? Not so much. The small differences between the 3 are not enough that it should cause you any stress or concern. The most important thing to consider when consuming protein is to make sure that you're getting adequate amounts in your overall diet. But for what it's worth, whey protein concentrate seems to be the overall best option. It's the cheapest and retains most of the beneficial nutrients found naturally in whey. And many people prefer also the taste, which is probably due to the lactose and fat. Number 3, understanding why protein works so well for weight loss. There are 3 particular reasons that makes whey protein such a great supplement to use when it comes to weight loss. Number 1, whey protein reduces hunger so you can consume fewer calories. To lose excess body fat, it's almost necessary to reduce the number of calories you consume each day. However, in many cases, this is easier said than done because reducing calorie consumption increases hunger and the desire to eat. Most of us can resist hunger for a few days, but few of us can resist hunger for more than a few weeks, and that's why most weight loss diets don't last very long. Number 2. Whey protein blocks fat storage. In a recent French study, laboratory animals were fed a normal diet, a high protein diet, or a whey enriched high protein diet for 42 days. At the end of the study period, the animals fed the whey diet weighed 30% less than those fed the normal diet and 17% less than those fed the regular high protein diet, yet the whey fed animals had the highest level of lean body mass of the three groups. The researchers conducting the study attributed these results to reduced fat storage caused by the high concentrations of branched chain amino acids in the whey product used. And number 3, whey protein enhances the fat burning effects of exercise. As we all know, exercise is essential for optimal health and for developing and maintaining a lean body composition. It preserves lean muscle tissue when dropping weight and ensures that when you do lose the weight, the majority of it is fat instead of muscle. Number 4, whey protein has many health benefits which make weight loss easier. Some of these benefits include lowering your blood pressure, reducing your symptoms of stress and anxiety, promoting muscle growth, help you get in more water naturally, and even contain a small amount of antioxidants. Antioxidants are substances that act against oxidation in the body, reducing oxidative stress and cutting the risk of various chronic diseases. One of the most important antioxidants in humans is glutathione. Unlike most antioxidants we get from the diet, glutathione is produced by the body. Glutathione production depends on the supply of several amino acids, such as cysteine, which is sometimes of limited supply. And for this reason, high cysteine foods such as whey protein may boost the body's natural antioxidants defenses. Muscle mass naturally declines with age, which usually leads to fat gain and raises the risk of many chronic diseases. However, this adverse change in body composition can be partially slowed, prevented, or reversed with a combination of strength training and an adequate diet. Whey protein is effective for the prevention of age-related muscle loss as well for improved strength and a better-looking body. For muscle growth, whey protein has been shown to be slightly better compared to other types of protein such as casein or soy. However, unless your diet is already lacking in protein, supplements probably won't make a big difference. Number 5. Timing your protein consumption. People often wonder when's the best time to take your protein powder. This actually depends on what your health and fitness goals are. You may want to consume it at a particular time of the day, depending on whether you want to lose weight, build muscle, or preserve muscle. As a point of reference, here are the best times to take protein based on your specific goals. For losing weight, consuming protein-rich snacks between meals is ideal for weight loss. As we mentioned earlier, it helps curb hunger, which could lead to you eating fewer calories later in the day. For building muscle, you'll generally want to consume protein within 2 hours after working out. And for people who train in a fasted state, like before breakfast, they should ideally take protein right after working out. Now, to prevent muscle loss, you'll want to aim to eat about 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Taking a protein supplement at meals during which you consume less protein, such as breakfast, can help spread your intake over the day. For exercise performance and recovery, endurance athletes may see improved performance and recovery from taking protein with a source of carbs during and after exercise. Resistance training athletes can benefit from taking protein either immediately before or after a workout. Number 6. Making meal replacements with whey protein for weight loss. The great thing about protein powder is that you can mix it with a bunch of ingredients to make your own meal replacement and control how many calories the shake will be. And since we're aiming for weight loss, you'll want to focus primarily on low-calorie ingredients. Try avoid using milk for your shake as it has a good amount of sugar, and instead use water or unsweetened nut milks like cashew, almond, and coconut milk. For the rest of the ingredients, you can choose to add an extra source of protein such as oatmeal or Greek yogurt. You can also add different fruits for a flavor boost along with a fiber product such as frozen spinach. And don't worry, you'll barely taste the spinach if you mix a good amount of ingredients in. Remember, you can be really creative with your smoothies, so don't be afraid to mix and match new ingredients. The important thing to keep in mind, however, is to keep your total calorie consumption in a day at a deficit so that you can continue to lose weight. For example, if your shake ends up being 500 calories and your total daily caloric consumption needs to be 1500 for you to lose weight, then you need to make sure that the rest of the meals you eat don't go over 1000 calories. And finally, number 7, eat just enough protein for weight loss. According to the National Academy of Sports Medicine, if you want to lose weight, aim for a daily protein intake between 1.6 and 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram, which is 0.73 and 1 grams per pound. Athletes in heavy exercise are different, however, and are recommended to consume 2.2 to 3.4 grams of protein per kilogram, which is 1 to 1.5 grams per pound if you're aiming for weight loss. As I briefly mentioned earlier, there are dozens of different flavors out there and many supplement companies coming up with their own concoction, even plant-based versions. As such, the best thing to do when purchasing one is to look at the reviews, see what type of ingredients are used in their product, and determine which is best for your goals. Whey protein is an exceptionally healthy way to add more protein to your diet. It's a quality protein source that is absorbed and utilized efficiently by the human body. This is particularly important for athletes, bodybuilders, or people who need to gain muscle mass and strength while losing fat. And when it comes to muscle gain and fat loss, protein is the king of nutrients. Part 3. Using intermittent fasting for weight loss. What is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is simply an eating pattern that cycles between periods of fasting and periods of eating. It doesn't specify which foods you should eat, but rather when you should eat those foods. In this respect, it's not a diet in the conventional sense, but more accurately described as an eating pattern. Fasting has been a practice throughout human evolution. Ancient hunter-gatherers didn't have supermarkets, refrigerators, or food available year-round. Sometimes they couldn't even find anything to eat at all. As a result, humans evolved to be able to function without food for extended periods of time. In fact, fasting from time to time is more natural than always eating 3 or 4, or sometimes more, meals per day. So what does the science say about intermittent fasting for weight loss? For starters, it improves the metabolism. Short-term fasting has been shown to increase your metabolic rate by 3.6 to 14% because of the changes in hormones. And by helping you eat fewer and burn more calories, intermittent fasting causes weight loss by changing both sides of the calorie equation. If you'd like to learn more on how metabolism works, make sure to click the link on the top right of this video to check out our other video where we dedicated it on just this topic. Number 2, you'll lose just as much weight as those on a calorie-restricted diet. Weight loss is the most common reason for people to try intermittent fasting. By making you eat fewer meals, intermittent fasting can lead to an automatic reduction in calorie intake. Additionally, intermittent fasting changes hormone levels to facilitate weight loss. And in addition to lowering insulin and increasing growth hormone levels, it increases the release of the fat-burning hormone, norepinephrine, which when combined with adrenaline, norepinephrine increases heart rate and blood pumping from the heart. It also increases blood pressure and helps break down fat and increase blood sugar levels to provide more energy to the body. Now, multiple studies have shown that intermittent fasting can be a very powerful weight loss tool. A 2014 review study found that this eating pattern can cause 3 to 8% weight loss over 3 to 24 weeks, which is a significant amount compared to most weight loss studies. According to the same study, people also lost 4 to 7% of their waist circumference, indicating a significant loss of harmful belly fat that builds up around your organs and causes disease. And if you're still not convinced yet, another study showed that intermittent fasting causes less muscle loss than the more standard methods of continuous calorie restriction. However, keep in mind that the main reason for its success is that intermittent fasting helps you eat fewer calories overall. If you decide to binge and eat a pound of ice cream during your eating periods, you may not lose any weight at all because no matter what diet you choose to be on, if you're eating above your caloric deficit, you're still not going to lose weight. Number 3, intermittent fasting targets fat. Your body responds to the stress of fasting by enhancing hormone function to facilitate weight loss and burn fat for energy. Short-term fasting can lead to several changes in the body that makes fat burning easier. As we mentioned earlier, this includes reducing your insulin, increased growth hormone, enhanced epinephrine signaling, and a small boost in metabolism. In an interesting study involving Italian athletes for 8 weeks, one group was assigned a normal daily diet routine of 3 meals a day, while the other group was assigned an intermittent fasting plan. Once the 8 weeks were completed, the intermittent fasting group lost significantly more fat mass than the normal diet group without losing any muscle mass, which for the lifting enthusiasts watching this video is the holy grail of an eating lifestyle. And the more lean muscle tissue you have on your body, the more calories you burn naturally. Number 4, intermittent fasting is more manageable than the traditional diets. Because intermittent fasting requires you to eat during a specific period in the day, the majority of the fasting period is spent during your sleeping hours, making it easier to stay consistent, especially if you follow the traditional 16-8 method. Now there are other forms of intermittent fasting which I'll cover here as a reference for you to decide which is best for you. The most popular, and as I just mentioned, is the 16-8 plan. The 16-8 method is simply where you eat within an 8-hour window every day and then fast 16 hours for the rest of the day. People usually just skip breakfast and eat a later lunch around 1 to 2 p.m. Next on our list of popular intermittent fasting diets is the 5-2 method. Under this plan, you eat normally for 5 days a week and then you fast partially for 2 days a week, eating about 1/4 of a normal day's recommended calories, which translates to about 500 to 600 calories a day. This method was founded by Dr. Mosley and became much more popular after his documentary called Eat, Fast, and Live Longer. Number 3 of popular intermittent fasting diet plans is called the Eat Stop Eat method. Here, you'll simply be fasting for 24 hours 2 days out of the week while eating normally for the rest of the week. The most popular fasting hours for this method is usually from 5 p.m. in the evening until 5 p.m. the next day. Last on our list of popular intermittent fasting eating methods is called the alternate day fasting. This is a new one that's been trending in 2020, where you fast for 24 hours every other day, alternating days of eating without restrictions with fasting days. Now personally, the 24-hour fasting method seems a lot more difficult and socially restrictive. Can you imagine going out on a Friday night and telling your friends, "Hey guys, I can't eat today, I'm on a 24-hour fast." But hey, the options are available for you if it fits your lifestyle. Now, which type of intermittent fasting plan is best for weight loss? At the end of the day, it's going to be up to you. The Eat Stop Eat diet is one of the most researched, since most fasting studies performed involve a 24-hour fast and are usually not done back to back. The 16-8 method is the most popular because of how convenient it is. And like I had just mentioned earlier, that's one of the factors that you're going to be looking at when deciding which one is going to fit your lifestyle. If it's feasible, give any of them a try and see which one is best and feasible for you. Now, is it safe to do a fast? Fasting is safe for the majority of the population. The only times that intermittent fasting is not recommended is if you're experiencing or going through any of the following. And if you thought about possibly fasting for longer than 24 hours, it is not recommended because there is not a lot of research backing up any claims as far as the results with fasting longer than that time period. Now, last but not least, we're going to answer some of the most popular questions when it comes to starting on intermittent fasting. Number 1, what can you drink during your fast? Water, unsweetened tea, and black coffee are some of the best options when it comes to drinking while on your fasting period. Number 2, how does exercising work when trying to train on a fasting day? There's no problem with training on a fasted state, however, it's not for everyone because some people perform better with at least a little meal prior to their exercising session. Keep in mind though, you don't have to worry about losing your muscle mass when training in a fasted state, and if you're going for fat loss, it'll actually help you out a lot more since you burn a little bit more fat while training in the fasted state. What is the biggest benefit of doing intermittent fasting? Simply put, it's going to make healthy eating much easier for you. There's going to be fewer meals you need to prepare, cook, and clean up afterwards. As I mentioned earlier, choose an intermittent fasting style that's going to fit into your daily and weekly routine and plan in advance what you're going to eat. Remember, if you do it right and you stay consistent, it's not only going to help you lose weight, but it may reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, and may also help you live much longer. And lastly, part 4, how to stay motivated and consistent with your weight loss. Consistency is the one thing you need to maintain when it comes to losing weight. Otherwise, you'll only be effective in short bursts at a time. So why is it that you can't stay consistent over time? Number 1, most people set unrealistic goals. It's quite unrealistic to set a goal to lose 10 pounds in 3 days, but it's extremely realistic to achieve that milestone in just 30 days if you work at it. The best way is to set small goals at a time. That way, you can stay consistent and grow, achieving more goals over time. Number 2, not planning ahead. You can't overemphasize the power of planning to reach your goals, whether you're choosing your days of training at the gym, your meals, or choosing your extracurricular activities. By planning ahead, you become proactive and foresee any potential issues that may come your way and be able to act accordingly instead of scrambling at the last minute. Number 3, going too hard on yourself in the beginning. It's easy to get ahead of yourself and do more than necessary when you're highly motivated in the beginning. However, keeping up that level of output is not sustainable for most people. Remember, your long-term training is a marathon and not a sprint. Training at a level that you can sustain over time is going to give you the results that you're looking for. Number 4, comparing yourself to others. If you want to stay consistent in training, you must avoid comparing the achievement of others with yours. Everyone has different experiences and work on different levels, making it unfair to you to compare. To achieve the best results, you must focus on you and your own capabilities. And number 5, expecting a quick fix. More often than not, people tend to withdraw when they don't see the results they desire in training, and it usually happens when people imagine getting a fast and easy fix. They give up when the outcome isn't going as they had envisioned. Therefore, it's advisable to prepare for the worst and expect the best during your training rather than building castles in the sky. Stay patient throughout and enjoy the process. Now that you know how to stay consistent, let's shift to motivation and understand what you can do about it to have success over the long term. Number 1, focus a day at a time. The main problem we all face when wondering how to stay motivated to lose weight is that motivation is temporary and temptation will always exist. You may find yourself 100% motivated in the beginning and less motivated at just after a few weeks of trying. Keep in mind that habits generally take 21 days to break and an average of 66 days for something to become routine. It's not the sexiest answer you may want to hear, but it is how humans work. When your motivation does dry up, don't think about how long your goal would take, but instead focus on making progress a day at a time. That itself is an accomplishment. Number 2, stick with activities you actually enjoy. Whether it's hiking the trails or increasing your bench press each week, the main component of staying consistent with your workouts is by doing something you genuinely have fun with. The good news is that there are many activities to choose from. Find something you love, make a habit out of it, and watch how you're more likely to stick to it in the long run instead of trying to do long hours of cardio on the treadmill, day in and day out. Number 3, don't restrict your diet too much. When it comes to nutrition, many people think you have to immediately switch to chicken breast, brown rice, and broccoli when trying to lose weight. Not only is it extremely difficult to stick with, especially if you're used to eating pizza and burgers on a daily basis, it's just not necessary. And although you shouldn't generally be having pizza and burgers all the time during your weight loss journey, they do not need to be removed entirely from your diet. A weight loss diet needs to be focused on foods you can actually enjoy to be consistent with while still remaining in a caloric deficit. If you'd like to learn more about how flexible dieting works, make sure to check out our other video where we cover how you can still lose weight while having the foods you enjoy. Number 4, define your why. To be successful at losing weight, you need to figure out what will give you an ongoing burning desire to succeed. Or in other words, you need to tap your inner motivation. By understanding what motivates you, you'll be better able to follow through with your eating and fitness plan. Consider the benefits of losing weight and staying fit that we've listed here on screen. Pick your top 3 reasons, write them down on a list, and post that list where you'll see it often. Sometimes temptation to indulge in certain foods or skipping a workout will be greater than your desire to lose weight. During these difficult moments, reflect on the top reasons why you are making a healthy lifestyle changes. It won't always be easy, but keep in mind the important fact that you will never regret making good decisions. Number 5, use more than the mirror to track your progress. The mirror isn't the end-all be-all when it comes to tracking your weight loss. Many people have been in the situation when they are losing weight and feeling better, but they're not seeing the physical results in the mirror. We all want the aesthetics of weight loss, and rightfully so, but getting down to your ideal body takes time. The solution is to have multiple forms of tracking your progress. It may not sound sexy, but diligent tracking of your journey is crucial for success. Yes, you can use the mirror for motivation, but also make sure to take pictures, weigh yourself, take all your measurements, and even take videos. Remember, a % of body fat loss may not show an immediate difference in the mirror, but it's still progress to be proud of. Number 6, design small rewards for sticking to your plan. Weight loss is hard, let's be honest, so there's no reason for you not to celebrate the successes you have to keep yourself motivated. Having a cheat meal once a week or even a reward day every few weeks on a diet can provide a lot of psychological relief and something to look forward to on those more temptation-filled days. If your goal is to just exercise 4 days a week, find a way to reward yourself at the end of the week. And keep it simple, because after all, we are all still simple-minded creatures and not complex as we'd like to think. Number 7, tag along with others in the same journey. Consider joining a support group to help boost your motivation along the way. Having strong social support will help hold you accountable and keep you motivated to lose weight. Don't rely heavily on family and friends just yet, because progress takes time to be seen, and complete strangers on similar journeys as yours tend to support you the best. And finally, number 8, learn to appreciate your body. Research shows that people who dislike their body are less inclined to lose weight. Taking the steps to improve your body image will not only help you lose weight, but it'll help you maintain that weight loss. In addition, people who have a better body image are more likely to pick a diet plan they can stick with and try new activities to help them reach their goals. Here are a few examples of activities that you can do to help boost your body image throughout your weight loss journey. Being motivated to lose weight is important for long-term weight loss success. Because everyone's different, it's important to find out what helps motivate you specifically. And remember, give yourself some flexibility and celebrate the little successes along your weight loss journey. And when needed, don't be afraid to ask for help. So there you have it. We hope you enjoyed this special 4-part guide on how to lose weight without exercising. Share with us in the comments below if you enjoy these longer videos. For more content like this, check out this video. Until next time.